Listening Library presents Starlings, Sage and the Journey to Wishworld by Shayna Muldoon Zappa and Ahmet Zappa. Read for you by Kyla Garcia.
Prologue. "Are we there yet?" Sage asked eagerly. The only answer was a loud snore from Sage's father, Leonard. As soon as he had programmed the coordinates into their Star Car's console, he had fallen sound asleep, as usual. Sage's mom, Indira, didn't even look up from her reading. That, too, was usual. Sage thought her mother should have been the one who was nodding off, as she was deep in a scientific holojournal. But as one of Starland's leading research scientists, she found it engrossing. Luckily, Indira didn't take her daughter's lack of interest in her chosen field as an insult. Rather, she took it as a challenge. Sage's 7-year-old twin brothers Archer and Helio paid no attention either. They sat cross-legged on the floor, cheering on their cyber wrestlers, which were engaged in a fierce battle. "Pin him! Pin him!" they yelled in support of their opposing fighters. Sage stared at her family. How can they be so blasé? She wondered. It was no ordinary day. It was actually the most exciting day of her life. She leaned toward the dashboard and lifted a finger, letting it hover over the hyperspeed button. Should she press it? Suddenly, her hand was gently slapped away by her ever-watchful grandmother, a tough old lady everyone called Gran, who then uttered the words Sage had been hearing since she was a tiny starling. "Patience, Sage," she said. Sage rolled her eyes. "You know I don't have any," she responded. Sage smiled sweetly at her grandmother before she added, "Just like you." Gran shrugged and handed Sage a wrapped candy from her large purse. Sage popped the candy into her mouth and promptly spat it out. Moonberry. Disgusting. Sage sighed and glanced out the window. She caught a glimpse of her reflection. Slightly sparkly skin, just like all starlings had. Long, thick, glimmering lavender hair hanging in braids that nearly reached her waist. A pointy chin and large, twinkling violet eyes that gave her a slightly mischievous look. Cheeks permanently flushed pink. Rosebud lips that were usually curved into a playful smile, but were drawn into an irritated frown at the moment. The car was traveling so quickly that the scenery was one big blur. But to Sage, it felt like they were going in slow motion. She just wanted to get there already. Finally, when Sage thought she might scream, they were almost there. She looked out the window and gasped. The long, straight road that led to the gates of her brand-new boarding school was lined with towering trees, their spindly branches covered in brilliant lavender blooms. The branches stretched up into a tangled canopy overhead, forming a colorful tunnel that led to the entrance. Gran spoke, startling Sage. "Kaleidoscope trees," she told her granddaughter. "I haven't seen those since I was a young girl. They're quite rare. I forgot how beautiful they are. Keep watching. They'll change color." Sure enough, the blossoms began to turn a cheerful shade of pink before their eyes. "Starmendous," said Sage. "I wonder how they change color like that." "It's because they are composed of 94% iridus vapor," said Sage's mom without looking up. "Of course." Sage and Gran exchanged grins. Indira never missed an opportunity to share scientific information with her family. Her powers of concentration were a family legend. Once, she had held a hollow conference call while the twins, convinced they needed to bathe their pet gopher, chased it all around the house, wreaking havoc around her. She hadn't even seemed to notice. But Gran more than made up for that with her constant attention to detail and her habit of stating the obvious. The car hovered up to the high black iron gates, which had an oddly lovely design of delicate curlicues and dangerously sharp spikes. Beyond them lay the campus of Starling Academy. Sage caught a quick glimpse of neat walkways, hedges trimmed into whimsical shapes, glittering buildings, and a lone white tower reaching high into the sky. The school, on the outskirts of Starland City, the largest metropolis on Starland, had an enviable location. The campus was near the violet-hued luminous lake and the stunning Crystal Mountains. The breathtaking sight had inspired students for hydrongs of star years. In the distance, Sage could see the mountains in all their multicolored glory. The clouds parted, and a beam of sunlight broke through, lighting up the campus with a rainbow glow while transforming the low-lying clouds into delicate spun sugar confections. Sage shook her head. She was excited to finally be at Starling Academy, and it was almost too much to take in at once. She was superbly, stupendously, star-mendously excited. That was what she had been working so hard for. Nothing was going to stop her now. The gates rolled open slowly, and the car inched forward, then came to a stop in front of a small glass booth. A bot guard appeared and held up a hand scanner. The star car's window lowered, and without a moment's hesitation, Sage reached out and placed her palm on the scanner. It lit up bright blue. Accepted. "Welcome to Starling Academy, Sage," the guard said. It handed her a hollow book. She took it and replied, "Star salutations." The traditional Starling thank you. She gave the bot guard a friendly wave, which, as expected, was not returned. Her little brothers broke into peals of laughter at the clipped cybernetic voice. "Welcome to Starling Academy, Sage," they echoed. Gran looked over her shoulder. "It's the student manual," she whispered. "Are you sure?" Sage replied, pointing to the on-screen title. "I thought it was the cafeteria menu." "Fresh," said Gran, mock seriously. Sage loved her grandmother fiercely, but also liked to tease her. Fortunately, Gran liked to give as good as she could take. Sage's mom shut off her hollow journal and looked around at everyone, blinking slowly. "Are we here already?" she asked brightly. Sage rolled her eyes. "Yes, Mom," she said. Sage's father startled awake with a loud snort. "What? Who? Where am I?" he sputtered. That sent the boys on another round of giggles. Sage ignored them. She looked around, took a deep breath, and squinched her eyes closed as the car glided through the entrance and the gates rolled shut behind them. She could really picture herself happy there. "I wish for big, exciting things to happen to me here," she thought. Her wish would come true. And then some. Chapter 1. "Good afternoon, Miss Sage. Are you ready to begin your tour?" Sage spun around. "Up here," the voice said. Sage craned her neck. Hovering in the air over her family members' heads was a medium-sized metallic orb. It flashed in the sunlight, forcing Sage to look away. "What is that thing?" Gran asked, shielding her eyes and squinting. "It's a floating bot guide," explained Sage's father.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?